Beautiful.
Who else have we got? Let me just think. There's Gina, of course, um, who can't get on. I think she's internet driven.
Michelle, she's not here either.
Michelle hasn't. Yeah, Michelle has. I've left Michelle a message today just to check in with her because I know she's very busy with her new shop.
Mhm.
And so I don't know if she's seen a lot of the messages that have been going on. So I was going to just yeah, keep an eye out for her. Amelia.
Yes.
Amelia is definitely on board. There's Melanie. I don't know where Melanie tends to have a lot of sport activities after school, so she will definitely come on and get on the training, or watch the recording. I mean, so yeah, everybody's pretty much except just Michelle. I haven't quite got caught up with where she's at, but I do believe she's coming. We just need to pinpoint, I guess, the days that people are coming. But thanks for coming on, Bex, today to talk to us about how to run an expo, what experiences you've had, because I know you've done lots of them and one recently, and you know what we can do to make it the success that I know we can, and bring us you know some beautiful angels into our group, which is you know predominantly what we want. We want more people to be using the scanners and joining our teams, but also you know scan people and get some money towards the event so that we can repay people and you know make it fun. I mean, I really want people to enjoy this experience. There's certainly some of our angels who are a little bit nervous, I guess, about scanning people in public and not quite having the confidence around doing that, and that is absolutely perfect. It's fine because we've all been there, and it's a great environment to actually listen to other angels, and we all do it actually very differently, which I love to sit and listen to other people scanning too, and I pick up tidbits along the way that I hadn't thought of. So I think Bex, my idea within the rostering was to make sure that we had the people on that you know weren't all together and are fumbling around. And I definitely will be there anyway, not all day every day, but definitely around for all of the 3 days. Just being there and supporting you and helping as we can. So we will get the roster up and running and work out who's doing what, where, and when. But yeah, it'd be great to get an idea, Bex, from you, how you can help us move forwards with a successful expo.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, KJ. I was just writing down actually as you were speaking. I have a document already done with who's paid what so far, but I also started creating just the days. So I'll send that to you just so that you can fill it in
Yeah,
as to, you know, who's doing what days, just so that you've got it there, and then
yeah,
everyone knows what day they're meant to be on, what times. That's probably the first thing, is that these expos do take a lot of energy. So I always recommend clearing and shielding your energy before an event. If you have a necklace or something that you can wear that you can put the shield into before you arrive, I would highly recommend that. And even doing it into Cefi dots, protect yourself as much as humanly possible, because there is a lot of energy at those events. So and they are absolutely exhausting. So if you can do them in shift of, let's say, a morning and then an afternoon shift,
yeah,
that's perfect. Sometimes, because you've got quite a few people as well, you may even be able to have like someone doing a 10 till 2, so that you can cover people off for lunch breaks and things
yeah,
like that. So, but you'll be able to work that out. But
yeah.
I think I think I'm sending over the banners. So that's probably, let's talk about structure firstly, because the structure of how you set up the stall is really important. So there's a lot that goes into that. You actually are lucky enough to have the fabric backing. We don't have that anymore for MBS. So I spent all this money getting the signs made up with the Velcro backing to just go straight on the wall. And then they changed it to no fabric on the wall. So we actually had to go and buy that Velcro tape, and cost about $70 to $110 every expo minimum.
It's
So
expensive
expensive.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that though, because
right on.
I've already checked. I've spoken to the event organizer, and your wall is fabric, so that's fine. I have. I might. Do you want me to show them to you? Because I've got
Yeah,
them
that'd be
just.
good. Yeah. How big is it? Can you remember? Do you know, Chris, how big the thing is? Have you seen it on the Is it 3x3 backs? I can't remember how it's even big.
It's 3x3.
Yeah, it'd either be a 3x3 or a 3.25, I would say. So this is the one that we usually put on the side wall.
Yeah.
Velcro on the back, you see?
Yeah.
So it's going to stick everywhere to me. Hang on. Can you see that all right?
Yeah.
So then it's got all the bits and pieces. So one thing, so before we keep going, who's taking the minutes of the meeting this evening? Chris. Okay, thanks, Chris. Good job. Because as I go through things, they're in my head and I'm like, man, I hope someone's writing this down. So you'll need a steamer. So you need to steam these banners either before they go up and then once they're up on the wall.
Yeah, I've got a little portable steamer, of course.
Perfect. It just makes it so much better. So there's that. And then I'll show you the big one. This goes against the back wall.
Yeah, beautiful. Nice.
It's huge, but it's got like everything about inner voice, vitals, and then you've got your pop-up banner as well. So you've got your pop-up banner.
Yeah.
You also need most likely you would need to take your own table. I don't think that they provide a table for you. They certainly don't with MBS.
Oh wow, okay, that's good to know. So just like a trestle, just the normal size trestle. Yeah, I've got one of them.
Just Chris, triple check with or whatever the lady's name is that's escaped my mind. Just that I would say that I'm almost 100% sure that would be the case. And then your stools for people to sit on as well. So I don't know if you have those, but we've actually got a whole kit for Brisbane because we obviously can't carry that stuff to Sydney. So we actually put it in a storage in Sydney. All our table, bookshelf, chairs, all of that is there. So
we've always had and it's probably because we're so used to having a really big space, right? So we create normally a lounge room.
Yeah.
So obviously when you've got a 3x3, that's going to be like impossible.
Yeah.
And so I've got 2 high stools as well that I bought that we've never used. Yeah. So maybe that would be better than taking the chairs and stuff. Like, do you have any chairs at all that are like the wicker chairs, or is it just no space?
There's no space.
No space. Okay. So what if I just bring they're sort of from Bunnings. They're just tall with a back metal stools. Okay. I've got them. That's good. I've got 2 of them, and maybe the little, those little poofies that people can just sit down on. I've got 2 of those as well. So that's probably all we need, and we don't have to do the rest of it.
Yeah.
We haven't got a bookshelf as well. Yeah, we haven't got a bookshelf. We've never used.
I've got a bookshelf I can get.
Perfect.
It's only a little, it's got maybe 4 shelves on it. Not really deep, but it'll hold stuff.
Yeah. Perfect. That's great. I saw that with your little brochures on, Bex, and I thought, that we haven't got.
It's really good to have to put the brochures and things on this. Also, random question: do you have IKEA over there?
Yeah, we do.
One of the things that we bought don't forget that you're going to need high-vis vests as well to bump in.
Yeah.
For those of you setting up and packing up, you need high-vis vests.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Oh my Lord. I had them.
I can get high-vis t-shirts, but not high-vis vests.
That should be okay. Should be okay. Yeah.
There's a brekkie, so he's got all that shit.
Yeah, cool. This is something you can get from I'm literally trying to figure out which way it went. This is something that we got from IKEA just in case, it's not something you have to have, but the device sits flat to this and then bone conductors go over the top. So that's something really cool for a display just in case anyone's going past IKEA.
Yeah, I've got to go to IKEA. Lucy keeps bothering
me.
I
can think of an excuse to go to IKEA.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
We've got the biggest one in the Southern Hemisphere in Perth.
Oh, my goodness. Take you forever to get through.
Yeah.
The next thing, which I think you're onto anyway, is to make sure you have brochures for everybody and that everybody has their own business card to.
We're all over it. We're all over it.
So you need to make sure you have stapler and staples.
Yeah.
Got that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just need to make sure that you've got enough of those. You also really need to have, see if I've got it close by. Is this what I'm looking for? No, but I'll show you this while I have it. I also have a folder that has, oh, that's the paperwork that I was looking for the other day. That's handy. It's got the compensation plan in it. It's got printouts of the compensation plan. It's got, you know, all the information there, but then you need to have sign up forms.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. So all of that just in one folder is super handy to have.
I have 2 of those folders in my little bag.
Perfect.
We just need to get the forms that we need to go in them.
Yeah.
This is what I'm actually looking for. Hang on. These are priceless at an expo. This is a folder that I've had printed with copies of the reports. So you'll need probably 3 of these so that you can go through inner voice, body systems, vitals, and comprehensive. Just to be able
without scanning one, somebody basically.
Yeah, or even as you're explaining it to them, or as you're scanning them. It's just people are so visual because a lot of people don't get bioresonance, and what am I going to see for that? You know, that type of thing. So,
good idea.
And then the other thing that I have, which I'm writing myself a list as well as we talk, because I want to make sure that I send you whatever you need. And you could actually probably get this done in your own, like in your own logo and everything, is this with the, it's come apart, but with the essences, so the specials.
Yeah.
So that as well. So, and then you just need, you've probably got the frames, but just like a plain black frame or whatever. These are just ones from Kmart.
Yeah.
So, and you can price them however you wish, but we normally did them about $19.
Yeah. So what have they got in them, Bex?
So they are alcohol, water, and frequency.
And what frequencies have you got? Like separate, like how many?
We've got 5. So we've got sleep, anxiety, pain, stress, and a blank one.
Oh, okay. So we could just imprint anything anybody wanted.
Yep. And then so a black Sharpie is also good to have as well, so that then you can write on the front of it what it is that you have there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So from a, you know, what you need, obviously any product that you're wanting to sell, whether it be supplements, negative ion bracelets, 660 bands would be a really good thing to have there, because you know,
I've got a spare one coming on the way, because I think that I don't want to overwhelm and to have too many things. And I think supplement wise, I'm not really interested in promoting them at the moment with them not being here. So I just don't want to get into that as well as the Solex. I want to keep it simple with the subscription.
Yep.
You know, and then I was thinking the other day, because people were saying, well, what if we got the bracelets in? But, you know, again, it's bringing it in. I have to pay for it. You know, it's just. And
honestly,
necessary.
I've had some of them there just as spare ones that I've had sitting here, and very rarely would I sell the bracelets. I think the 660 bands are good, but then you can have one there, and everyone will have their own probably that they'll be wearing, which brings attention to it too. And you can literally just look, it's 190 US delivered.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get a banner or something for that, Chris, just to, so you can advertise that as well somewhere on the, you know, on the table or the shelving, because I do think that is something that people may well just order on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing, hang on, I'm trying to find it if it's in my box of goodies here, that you really need, one moment please, which I'll see if it's handy, or it might be in my other box. It's not. Is the form for them to fill out. So when you have, you basically need a form for them where you'll have their name, last name, email, phone number, height, weight, date of birth, what package they've purchased as well, and then who they've been attended by, and then whether, pardon me, whether they've paid cash or card.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So, and then when whoever's filled this out, and let's say it's Ali's name goes at the bottom. And then when that person goes, Ali can write notes on there, because can I tell you, when you're so busy, you do not remember who's who in the freaking zoo, you know?
That's happened to me before. It's horrible.
You have no idea who they are, but at least if you've got it filled out, you can be like, oh, yep, that person's actually originally from Australia, but they live in Canada at the moment, da, 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 you know, and you'll go, oh, that's right, that's that person. So you can write yourself your notes. And we also have the little mini clipboards as well, so that you can have like a chunk of these on, and I'd probably have about 4 of those. Those clipboards, I think you can just get from Officeworks. They're just the natural sort of color that we used, and then you can just have maybe a couple of 100 of these printed out, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then things like, from a personal perspective, making sure that you have your device charged and taking really minimal stuff with you, because there is not a lot of room under those tables. So your trestle table, you'll need a tablecloth.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
Perfect. So keeping in mind how many people will be there, just try not to take too much stuff. But you know, if your device is charged, you shouldn't need a charger for that day. If you're going home that night, you'll be able to charge your device anyway. Maybe one person takes a charger and a phone charger as well, so that you've got that there. It's very basics. We also bought like a big thing of like the big boxed water, just so that there's water accessible for the team whilst you're there, because you do get quite busy. And definitely take some snacks with you. It's different if you're doing it in shifts and you've got time to go, but if you don't, it's important just to have something there to eat. That being said, I would never ever recommend that anybody ever eat on the stall. I remember I didn't say that on the first time we did an expo, and yeah, it just looks really unprofessional. So just make sure that if you're going to grab a quick bite to eat, my recommendation is just to duck off to the side somewhere. But definitely just take some snacks or some nuts or something with you, just so you can grab something where you can. The other things that you'll obviously need are your lightwave glasses. For those of you who have them, it doesn't mean that, you know, I know some people may not have them, but as long as you've got probably 4 sets at a time. And I would also name or put tape or something around like your bone conductor headset and your glasses, just so you know who's a who's, and then just check them at the end that everyone's got.
Yeah, we fell into that pit once.
And then,
Gina bought her little thing and stuck names on it all next time, because things went missing and nobody, you know, there's a bit of argument about whose headset was what, and it was like, oh my God.
We had the same thing. We had the same thing in Brisbane last time. So I actually think it was me, in all honesty, that took someone's headset by accident.
It would have been me.
I was like, I didn't know where mine was. I just grabbed. They're all the same, are they not?
Oh, somebody found one on the stall. Somebody went off with them accidentally.
Oh no!
And they were just left on another stall. So yeah.
Oh goodness! Oh no! No. Oh, that's crazy. So just remember, you'll need a cash float. So you'll need to organise the cash float, and then you need 2 squares, just in case one is playing up. Yeah. In those squares.
You've got one actually, Ali, haven't you? I've got one, but I think Janice has got one, hasn't she? Might loan us. We'll work that out. Yeah.
So just make sure it's all going to the same bank account if you can. Just makes it life easier.
Yeah.
And then you can also, in those squares, have the prices preset. So you can do that as well.
Yeah, mine's already got that in. On that point, we have to, because we've already got some branded prices, and I think we'll just stick with the same, because why would we change it? And I don't know, I think it's very on point with what you were doing, Bex, with the voice. And it was like a meridian balance, wasn't there, Ali? And then there was the full comprehensive, like everything. Let's have a look at yours. I think it's very similar. It was 29, 49 and 79 from memory.
Ours is a bit more, I think.
I think mine was more than that.
Was it? I couldn't remember now.
99 was the comprehensive.
No,
So
29, 49.
And
Oh, maybe,
99.
yeah, maybe it was that. Yeah, maybe it's the same. Okay.
So I don't know if you've got whether yours says inner voice, but if there's one thing I've learned, nobody knows what that is. So if you can have a sign that says emotional balance scan,
Okay. Yeah.
and then emotional balance scan plus chakra meridian balance, and I can send you this template.
Yeah.
And then you've got emotional balance scan, vitals, and comprehensive scans. So this is actually getting a bit ruddy. It's kind of traveled a bit around, but then you've got the value underneath each of them in brackets too, so people know how much they're saving. Like, for example, I had a lady in Sydney and she was like, I don't even have time for the scan now, but she'd seen me because I was co-presenting with one of the other ladies in the workshops each day. And she came down to me and she's like, I really want to scan, but I don't have time now. And I said, look, it's up to you. You can pay the 99 now and write your details down. I'll call you during the week and we'll do your session. Or you can wait and
Pay more.
you pay me as a practitioner. It's 149. I said, you may as well just pay the 99 now. So she did. So that was good.
Yeah, that's a good way to get it done and dusted and follow. Yeah, they'll follow you up then, won't they?
Yeah, well, that's it. But that being said too, one of the things, and I mean, I haven't done that expo before that you guys are doing, so I don't know. I would think that the numbers will be quite solid, but what we normally do is we only do the inner voice at the actual expo, and the chakra balance, if that's chakra and meridians, if that's what they buy. But if they order the comprehensive and the vitals, we don't do that at the time because it takes way too much time.
Oh, okay.
So because to consult that properly, you need 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you went around doing that, because we've done them, but haven't we, Ali, at the Fremantle one, and I know at the Burswood one, and we've sat there and we don't necessarily go through the whole report with them. We just explain to them how to read the report, and so that they can have a look at it when they get home. So that's the way we got around doing it quicker.
Yeah, I think sending them their inner voice so that they have that, and then booking a consult with them, letting them know that they have a free 45-minute to an hour consult, that you contact them like on the Monday or the Tuesday to book that in, is definitely the way to go, because being able to sit there and share your screen with them and go through the full results is, and then you've got time, like I think it's really powerful to do it that way. We tried a couple of different things at this expo. I had a meeting with Kai and Shelby. I don't know what morning it was, maybe Friday. So we'd done the Thursday. I think this was the Friday. And Kai and Shelby said to me that Jessica Zavios in the States had done an expo where they did free inner voice scans. And they signed up like 14 people on that day. So we were like, okay, well, let's try free inner voice, like not free all of them, but just inner voice. And we did that for probably 3/4 of the day. We were absolutely hammered. Of course, everybody wants something that's free. Was it worthwhile? It's honestly, it's hard to say. Yes and no. Did we scan more people? Yes. Did we get more leads? Yes. Were they quality leads? Not necessarily. What we ended up changing it to is saying that if we were talking to someone and they really showed interest but they weren't going to pay the money, then just saying to them, look, why don't we do an inner voice scan for you for free? And then trying to upsell them from that. So there's a couple of different ways to do it. It's really kind of pick it as you go. I also feel like this expo that you guys are doing, I feel like MBS is a little bit different because people are already generally holistically minded. That being said, not all of them were. But most of them hadn't heard of the device, but most of them knew what frequency was. I think that the expo that you'll be doing, a lot of people won't necessarily. So I think that having your 30-second elevator pitch is really important. So as people are walking past, rather than going, hi, how are you today? And people go, good, and keep walking. It's like, hey, have you heard of bioresonance before, or have you experienced it? So that kind of opens a conversation with them. I think that that's really powerful.
Yeah.
And And then
I've done the Every Woman's before, Bex, with
oh,
not with this, with Life Vantage,
oh.
and and it is quite, I guess it's not as spiritual as the mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
It's more like women stuff. But saying that, there's still a lot of healers there. It's predominantly still healers and Reikis and psychics, and not so much psychics actually, more. But there's the water people, and there's the doTERRAs, and there's the, I think it's very similar, but not quite.
Well, I think that being said, I would be really focusing on a lot of the stall holders. I would be taking time to go and have those conversations. Can I tell you that? So I'll tell you a quick story. We met the beautiful doTERRA lady in Brisbane event, I think. I can't quite remember. And then we saw her again in Sydney. And that's where she actually asked me if I would co-present with her, because she wanted to incorporate frequency in with her talk about doTERRA. Paige signed her on to Solex today. And she is going to, she'll always, she's quite high up in doTERRA, so that's her priority, but just through, her general nature and how amazing she is, she will share this. So really try to connect with some key people that are stall holders, I would recommend. But I think too, in that elevator pitch, it being about, if I was to ask you, what do you do, what your answer would be. So when you explain to people, have you experienced bioresonance before? And they say no, and you explain a little bit about what it is, you could talk about it, because we're working with women. What we do here with the Quantum Angels is to help women bring their emotional and physical being back into balance.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're out of balance emotionally or physically? The answer is going to be yes. Great. Well, not great, but in what way? What resonates with you most? Like, asking questions is really powerful. And then what I would always recommend is actually sitting people down, doing their inner voice, putting the glasses on them, whatever color comes up first, put the glasses on them, put the headphones on them. We only use, we use the big headphones, obviously not the ones that go in your ears. So if you can have maybe 4 sets of those, you can get them cheap from Kmart. They're like $14 or $15 or something. The plug-in ones that you can sit on the people's ears, because if there's one thing I know about expos is when you're walking past a stall, the first thing you do is read what it says up the top. And the next thing you do is look at what's going on inside it. So if people are sitting there with headphones on, with their glasses on, people are like, what's that? What are they doing? See,
that's interesting, because we actually have never had them sit and listen to their tunes. We've let them go away and listen to them on their emails. So that's a really cool thing. Like, I really like that idea. I guess there's a portion of the time. So maybe the time that we're saving from not doing the comprehensive, so when do you not do the comprehensive at all? So you don't sit there, so you make them pay for it, but you don't do it till they get home? Wow. Yeah. See, for some people, that, to me anyway, they would want it done there and then, because they are struggling with the whole concept of the scale of technology.
Most people don't want to spend that much time in a stand.
Okay.
Because they've got too much to see. They'll take their 5 minutes,
You would do EZ. Oh my God.
I was doing an EZ scan.
So
and just showing them. And then with the report, it had everything that I'd talked about, and they knew how to read the report because I'd explained to them. And some people got it because it's just colours and numbers. Some people don't really get it.
The thing with EZ is I've always been taught that you have to anchor them in with all the big scans first.
Yes. Always.
Anyway. That's interesting. That's good you did that. They made a lot of money at that expo. Maybe we should.
Maybe that's the way.
Yeah.
Well, it gives you the tunes. It gives them their food sensitivities, and it really does show them the stuff that's going on in their body, and it's and they know that it's their scan because it's triggering stuff that's going on in their bodies, and that's all that I've showed them. The food sensitivity stuff when they've got gut issues and it's the only thing that's really came up. Like some people were really quite interested in what it was, and then we had a look at the results on the phone, and they were able to go home and really look at it from a frequency point of view and start playing with it. And so it was really good. I loved it.
Yeah, I think the only difficulty with that is that you do generally, as a rule of thumb, need to be doing the full scans before the EZ scan. That's the only thing.
Remember that.
Yeah, that's I think your concept is freaking great. I really do.
Yeah, it's a winner, isn't it? So much quicker. And look, obviously, I mean, we'd have to ask that question, Bex, because ultimately the best way is to do that. But what if you just did an EZ scan and you're really just giving them the little snapshot instead of giving them the whole experience? You're just giving them the snapshot. I reckon it would still be accurate to a degree.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I think play with it, just see. But I certainly wouldn't be going through all the results of a vitals and a comprehensive at an expo.
No, we don't want to do that. We've made that mistake before. I mean, I just feel myself, and this just might be just be me, I don't really want to charge someone for a comprehensive and then say, I'll do it when I get home.
Do you know what, though? They actually find a lot of value in the fact that they get an hour consult with you.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So
the back end of it is you're going to, yeah.
Gosh. And then they can go. They're still getting the value of listening to their balancing harmonics.
Yeah, okay.
Your vitals and comprehensive we run, and then we'll go through it on the call. I can share my screen with you and then have the time to explain everything, just because I don't want to hold you up today.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's really helpful, actually, isn't it, girls?
Yeah. Good. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that is really prominent that for me to mention. Just obviously having the enrollment forms there. And I guess people knowing that it's an option for them, you know, that if they're really showing interest, that the options are there for them to purchase their own device, have a subscription, or whatever the case may be. Keeping in mind that June is not that people are probably going to go to Dave Discovery, but they will get a swag bag. So you can say to them, look, this month you'll get a free swag bag valued at, I don't know, $150 or something.
Yeah, they're quite cute. Yeah, it's certainly something worth saying. I mean, we were talking in the group about, you know, do we do a special? You know, do we do a special? And someone said, well, I'll give them the QLA for free. And, you know, we have to be all on the same page with all of that. And I don't really want to do all that. It would just be maybe the swag bag's enough. Like, you're going to get a swag bag that when you come on, and it's, you know, we don't know, it's a surprise, but it'll have, you know, some good stuff in. Or do we do like a win a band? You know, you put your email in, or you not even that, but if you come in on the $99 package, your name goes into this raffle and you'll get a band, right?
That's a great idea, because the chance of you selling more 99, that's an awesome idea. I never thought of that.
Yeah. And that's why I bought a new one. So I have it on the stand in a nice box and saying, this is what you could win. And so we've got to all remember the ones that have, actually we've all got them, I think. We sold so many. We all bring our bands and we wear them, and we put up, you know, like you said last time, it's like even walking around the expo in your glasses.
Yeah. Device, your bone conductors on.
Handing out your little flyers. I mean, I actually really like the new flyer, Bex, because what we've had is the old one here. Yeah. But what we actually had made as well was the insert, which was the this one.
Yeah, you know? Yep, that's what we used to have.
But now it's all in there in one. Because if you look inside, it's got that in there. So I've just ordered 500 of the new ones, and we've got these to you know, as well to finish off. But
use those up,
I think we hand them out to stall holders. We walk around with the glasses on, you know, and say this is we you know, we've got it all going on. We've got the t-shirts, we've got the hats, and we've got the stuff. You know.
Yeah, actually that's the other thing, is obviously just be on the same page with what you're wearing. We normally wear jeans, our Frequency Soul Collective shirt, and we actually bought jackets that people really notice the jackets. I don't know, Kmart, actually we bought them from Kmart, and that's amazing. So that could be something that and people really noticed the jackets. And even when we went to Sydney this time, they were like, oh, you girls are the girls from that were wearing the pink jackets last time. I'm like, yeah. The other thing I wanted to say though was that works really well is for you to walk around to other stalls before it starts and imprint their squares with abundance, wealth, and success.
That's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Just offer it to them.
I like that.
Yeah, and it opens up that conversation. I had people coming to me. In fact, it got painful because we're like ready to open. Yeah. We're flat out busy. And I literally had stall holders coming up to me going, oh, can you please imprint this for me? I had a guy come up and say, can you imprint? He was a card reader or something, you know, like a psychic. And he's like, can you imprint my credit card? Like, oh my gosh. But, you know, awesome.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And that's just opening conversation, isn't it? It's like,
definitely
to help you. I mean, you know, I feel like with our t-shirts with the wings on the back is going to do the same as your jacket do. You know, we're going to be
got that on the back
with the angel wings on the back. So what I would like people to do, and I know it gets cold in these events sometimes, but is to actually be very, very visual around that. And you know, we've got caps coming as well now, so it's going to be the angels are in town. You know,
I love that. That's so good.
Yeah, that's the concept that we want to really get out to WA.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's got a t-shirt now. It's all going to be great. I'm happy with the jeans. I think that's great. You know, it's
and just comfy shoes
and comfy
shoes.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, honestly.
Yeah, and we're very fortunate that we've had 10 people who want to show up, right? Yes. So, you know, we have got numbers. We can have somebody that's just floating around and goes and gets some water if we need it, or a snack, or they can walk around the event, have a bit of fun and go and get a whatever you want.
And show your presence,
and go and chat to other people and start conversations, and that's what it's all about. So, you know, I'm very, very grateful that each and every one of you said yes to this event. It is a big undertaking, as you can see. It is an expense, and obviously, you know, I've put a lot in myself to get this, and Beck's sending us stuff over to try and help us create something that is going to put us on the map. It's you know, it's a lot to do with putting us on the map with what we've got with SoulX, and people wanting to join us in that respect, and all these little things help. But having the team there with all our beautiful energy, you know, and also we did this at the event before we start every morning. We have like a little circle, and we actually be grateful for where we're at, and we play the abundance in our in one of our devices, and we set the tone for the events moving forwards. And you know, we do that every morning. Look, we've got so many beautiful people in this group that can do that and bring that to us, and you know, I'm feeling very grateful for everything that we've got here, and it's going to be fun. It's a big venue. It's there's some great stalls as well to have a look around at and connect with other people. So this has been really helpful. Thanks, Bex.
Pleasure. Does anyone have any questions? No. I think I'll probably think of something when I hop off the call, but
got the chat there, and you know, we're actually ahead of schedule for me. That's kind of cool. So I'm not scrambling around trying to order things, going, oh crap, I've missed the deadline.
No, you're doing good. Like, it's all pretty much organised.
Yeah, Chris has been really helpful. Thanks, Chris, for pulling all that back end stuff together. And she's like the organizer queen. So, you know, really grateful for that.
It's okay. I've got 5 pages of notes from today too.
I know.
Good job, girlfriend.
She's a note taker. I love the note taker.
You always got to have someone, that person in the group, because there's so many of us who are, not that I'm not like that, but I don't like to be. You know, so it's Paige is always that person on our calls. I'm like, righto, Paige. So good. And then she sends it in her little, you know, minutes of the meeting afterwards, and I'm like, oh, good job.
So there's a whole thing the day before, isn't there, that we have to show up and set up, and it's in
Chris will
I get all that the timing stuff sorted, like what we need. We still need our 50 words, which we'll get some more creative people. I'm not that great with writing stuff. There was a really nice one that somebody did that they send out, but it was a huge amount of words. So we just need to cut that down to 50 words of what we're about. We're the Quantum Angels.
Like a bio.
This is what we do. It's kind of that 30-second pitch. In 50 words. So yeah, so we need
that from our other portal. It's just the lady called me the other day and I missed her call. I was trying to get her to reopen our portal just so you could share all of the information over. So let me know if you do want that. I can call her and make that happen. Or you can create something new, either.
We can go to AI.
You absolutely can go to AI.
No.
Seriously.
They do some seriously great stuff.
That blows my mind, like, honestly.
Kerry Bill's very good at all creative writing, so maybe that's your turn, Kerry.
Maybe.
There's just a couple of more things that we need to fill in those forms, but we've got a few minutes to do that. So I'll go through those, go, right, this is what we need by this date. We need to get it sorted. And then I'll do minutes, notes and stuff. I used to do trade shows for my job. So I've got a bag that's got clipboards, that's got staples, it's got calculators, it's got blue tack, it's got thumbtacks, it's got all that shit that I constantly forgot when I was taking to trade shows, and every trade show I put something else in. So there will be something that we forget, but it won't be major.
No. And just remember, we're in the middle of the city. Wanting to put your sign up, like I was just showing you before, the pricing sign, you will need, what happens to be in my hand, the Velcro tape. So you will need some of that, and you can get that from Spotlight or Officeworks. So yeah, just double check your times for bump in and bump out. You will be allocated specific times that you can go and set up. You may need to take a step ladder to be able to hop up to do the signage, because that's usually pretty high. So you'll need a step ladder. But yeah, having a little bit of a toolkit's a good idea, like with your Velcro and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. And if I think of anything else, I'll message it into the chat. But I think I feel like that's probably the main part of it. I think just kind of see how you go with the scans. I love the idea of people going into the draw to win a 660 band if they do the $99 scan. I really feel like doing that would actually encourage people to go to that next level.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. And that's where it's good to have those folders with the explanations of the scans in them, so you can physically show people, look, this is what you'll get to see. So that creates value as well.
Yeah, we'll get them organised. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Bex, for your time. I know
my pleasure. Absolutely.
So good luck. Thank you, everyone. Let's keep going with the planning. Any other questions for anyone? No.
Glen 20 and alcohol wipes. If we're going to be sharing Bluetooths and headphones, we need to get something.
Glen 20.
Like that. Glen 20 is a definite no-no. Glen 20 is highly toxic, but alcohol wipes, definitely. You won't be able to spray anything like Glen 20 in a space like that. It's just too confining, and it really is highly toxic. So alcohol wipes, 100%. Good point. I forgot about those. We did have those there. And the other thing that's actually quite handy, it's a bit of a nothing thing, but really come in handy, is the microfiber cloths to wipe down the screens and then to wipe down your glasses, glasses. Little things like that sometimes are really handy. Yeah, I feel like that kind of covers it. But if I think of anything else, I'll definitely pop it in the chat. But you guys will have an awesome expo. I send you lots of love with it all, and make sure you're imprinting your stall before the day and on the day and all through the day, and just make sure you're protecting your energy. It's really important. So,
okay, cool.
I think the most important thing that we need to know is what's Mel having for dinner.
What's Mel having for dinner? Come on, Mel.
She's been cooking.
What you cooking? She's like, damn it, I've got to unmute myself.
We've just got back from soccer training 5 minutes ago, so I'm doing pasta.
Nice.
Yeah, Mel's got a champion, almost like he's going to be in the league, isn't he? Soccer player. He's like next level. So.
Playing for Australia.
She's the soccer mum, Melanie. Yeah,
That's his plan, isn't it, buddy?
that's the plan.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right, guys.
Right, ladies. Well, I
All
would
right,
like
thank you,
to.
Bex. Thanks for
Thank
your time,
you.
everyone. Have a good evening, and we'll chat.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.